Hello, my friends. This is a new regularly scheduled time for our live streams. We're doing Mondays, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. I apologize for not being on the last couple weeks. Just been crazy. And unfortunately, this is probably not going to be the long. It'll probably be a pretty quick live stream just because my health is. I'm still not feeling so hot. I was in the hospital earlier today. So. But what we're going to go over, if you're new to the channel, we're going to cover SPY, we're going to cover Bitcoin, then we'll get into some questions and answers. Interesting, and it looks like there we go, my chat is working now. So there's two ways that you can ask questions on these live streams. You can either become a member on our YouTube channel, Tarot for Traders. It's $50 a month, unlimited questions on our live streams, or you could have one of our paid subscriptions through the website Tarot for Traders, and that gives you access to the live streams, Q&A questions, live stream Discord channel. All right, so let's go ahead into it. I just modified my expectation of the April high. So first off, guys, sometimes if you've got a high right at the edge and then like a drop like this right at the edge of a time frame of a reading, sometimes that part gets like canceled out, and you would use the next high as kind of like the comparatively speaking high. So what I mean is, like, we're looking for a highest high tomorrow for the month. It's likely to be in relation to this high from the 9th, which we saw a high and a low there on the 9th, and you can see that was a huge day. People had made a lot of money on that day. Anyhow, so we had this fake out today. That was the devil card, scaring people, thinking we're going lower. We should see a notable move to the upside tomorrow. It probably turns over. So there's like a breakout, but it doesn't hold, and then we should turn over. But I'm expecting a relatively large move tomorrow, about midday. Like roughly between 11 and 12, maybe 10 and 12, but probably closer to 11 to 12, with like this fake breakout, possibly through. Hard to say. Somebody asked on the live or on the Discord if we're going to open higher or lower. Really difficult to determine that with the Ace of Discs. But my sense is that we've got similar cards going on here. The interference card, the truce card, the Ace of Discs card, success card. So I think we may be that we open lower tomorrow, but then we have this significant move to the upside midday, and then after that we kind of like fall off. But my sense on a 1 month standpoint is, based on how far we went today, I was not expecting to go down that low. So based on how far we went, it may be that we have a high here on the 25th or even the 28th rather than on the 22nd. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow. Either way, there should be opportunity tomorrow at the high to open up a short position for a day trade. Probably open it around. Hard to say. That's one that I want to follow along on the Discord, but somewhere midday, and then we're going to close it probably before 2 o'clock. All right, well, that's SPY. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin also kind of going off course here. We didn't go quite as high as I expected. I should gray this one out. So if you're new to the channel, when my ellipses fail, I turn them gray. Haven't been doing so hot with Bitcoin on the near term, but on the long term, pretty much kill it. It's just probably my health, like, is kind of impacting my. I'm not on top of it as much as I should because I'm worried about my health right now. In any case, the 22nd should be a mixed day. Yeah, so see this move here on the 22nd? We're probably a little bit early in the sequence of events because this looks like this ruin right here. We probably do some sideways rotation and then get it. Might even come back down based on this. But I think more likely we're going to have some mixed behavior and then we get into probably not a low here, but my sense is we're probably going to have a high at the end of the month. Like maybe around the 26th or the 27th. Unless the 23rd ends up being like a huge drop. There is possibility of like this huge drop. But other than that, most of this looks kind of bullish. Well, the majority of it does. So I think our low is in. Yeah, not my best work, but even so, I think people should be encouraged that we're going to be going higher in Bitcoin. Guys, there's also a special offer. I'm going to let you guys know you can get 2 one-year readings for $600. They're normally $500 a pop. So that's $400 off. They're 2026 readings. At this point, we're not doing any more 2025 readings. We're already into Q2, and that's kind of like waste of time. We should be doing 2026 readings at this point. So we're doing a special 2 2026 one-year readings for $600. Normally, that would cost $1,000. I'll show you guys how to get that deal at the end of the video. But my sense is we're going to have a high here. When we look at the 1 year for Bitcoin. What the heck? It just closed. Great. Yeah. So probably, I mean, it could be the end of April, but my sense is more likely we're going to see the year's highest high thus far, at least. Probably a highest high, like, and then it's revisited later, or it'll be the highest high thus far, and then we have a higher one at the end of the year. Either way, there's going to be a significant high here, probably the end of May. Maybe the beginning of June, but probably the end of May. And that's those big green ellipses. Hey, AV. Honestly, not feeling so hot, so I'm probably going to hop off pretty soon. But thank you for asking. It actually takes quite a bit of like energy for me to speak loud and clearly into the microphone. Like it like puts stress on my chest even. All right, guys, so that's Bitcoin and that's SPY. Now would be the time to ask questions before I hop off. It looks like we had some questions back on the 13th, but we missed a couple live, so people probably stopped asking them there for that reason. But I'll take a look at HNT crypto 2 to 3 times in 2025. So the question is, do we see HNT crypto 2 to 3 times in 2025? So we're going to do 2 to 3 times from $3.41, which is what the current price is, and that's USD. Yeah, I got a yes, a definitive yes for that. So if we multiply it, so it would be somewhere up here between 684 and 1025. And if you're new to the channel, guys, it's a really bad idea to try trading this information using price levels as entry and exits. You want to use timing and pattern, a sequence of events, chart pattern events. It takes a little getting used to, but price levels, specific price levels are only going to get you into trouble. I just reiterate that. That's why I do ellipses, because they're like a range, you know. So it should be somewhere in there at some point in 2025. Will SPY drop to 480 or 490 in early May? This will show you how behind I am. I don't have the full markup done for May yet, but this is kind of like a sneak peek of May. We do have a unicursal in there in a prominent position. Looks like we have a rally that will turn over at some point. On the 1 year, sorry, my mind just went elsewhere. I mean, the full card there and the Ace of Discs in the low significator position for June, there's a possibility there. So let's see what the cards have to say. So this isn't a completed reading yet, so I might revise my expectation in the near future. But if it's going to happen, and I'm getting a yes that it will, it's most likely taking place somewhere between the 2nd and the 6th, looking at what I'm looking at now. Now, that could change once I do the remainder of the markup over the next. I'll probably do that tonight. But what I'm looking at right now, it does look like it's most likely taking place on the 6th, maybe the 5th. Could be the 2nd, but probably on the 6th. Should be a sharp drop into that low as well. And then we've got the full card here, cross-reading congruency for June. So that means that the sequence of events it gets pushed a little bit into here. So that decline might actually continue into June. I'd be surprised though. Will GME and AMC squeeze much higher in the next 2 months? In the next 2 months, I think I said 6 months. I'm not really particularly a fan of either of those stocks. FYI, I know a lot of people like to trade them, but I'm not too crazy about either of them, especially GME. But let's see what the cards have to say about this squeeze much higher over the next 2 months, or within the next 2 months. So the remainder. So let's say, will it squeeze much higher by June, by the end of June? GME. Oh, I got a definitive yes for GME. Definitive yes. And for AMC? I got a yes for AMC as well. Will nukes go up from here for the rest of 2025? So I'm going to revise that question a little bit, April, just because nothing will go just up. I know you don't mean it that way, but the wording, like, it almost certainly will get a no for that. So let's say, what's the overall trend for nukes for the rest of 2025? It's actually kind of unclear. Probably means it's mixed. Let me try again, see what happens if I do it like this. All right, so June is going to, May is going to be mixed. June is going to be a huge move higher. At some point, we decline from that move higher into July, and then there's an unexpected move higher out of the decline in July. Then we have another pretty big move in August, out of a decline, a move from the bottom of the range all the way to the top of the range in September. Pretty bearish. Probably the worst month in the year will be October, maybe October, November. And then we've got... in December, we have like a move higher and then a full retracement. That's nukes if you're just hopping on. All right, guys. So I'm going to roll here, guys. Not feeling too hot. But I promise we'll be more regular about these live streams. Things are kind of cooling down for me. I just found out yesterday. Check this out, guys. I found out yesterday that my injury almost certainly will not cause chronic pain later on in my life. Like, badass news. But then I also found out that my insurance declined to cover all of my medical bills. So we're talking like $75,000. It's such BS, man, because the car accident was caused by a manufacturing, like something's wrong with the car. I drive well. I didn't do anything weird. The car just starts fishtailing. Next thing I know, I'm rolling and flipping. It was crazy. But because I was able to avoid all the other cars on the road, which I actively sought to do, and I was successful, there's nobody but myself to cause blame unless I try to sue Hyundai, which is a fool's errand. So right now I'm looking at $75,000 in medical debt. That's probably got something to do with why I got stressed out. So good news and bad news. I'll figure it out. It's a little bit about my life where I'm at right now. So if you want to get that deal, guys, it's 2 1-year readings, normally $500 each. 2 2026 1-year readings for $600 total. So it's $300 each. You're basically getting $400 off. Just hit me up, email me on or message me on the website, tarotfortraders.com, or hit me up in the Discord, and I'll get you a special link to that. That's only going to be up for a couple days, guys. It's not a lasting promotion. So get it while it lasts. And yeah, guys, I'm going to roll with that. I'll be on tomorrow as usual. I'll most likely do another live stream later on in the week, just to kind of like make up for missing one. But again, guys, if you're new, regularly scheduled live streams are now scheduled Monday nights between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern. And that's all she wrote, my friends. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Blessings to all my angel investors. Later.